Welcome to another Cogent Apparel YouTube Live. And today we're going to be discussing, did YouTube help Kaku get recruited to play college soccer? So, as you know, Kaku is in college right now at a university playing soccer. It's the off season right now, so he's getting in some spring season stuff. But we're just going to go over what we did to help him get recruited to play college soccer. And YouTube was one of them. So be sure to like and share this video. We're going to try and go live a little bit more. So hold on one second. Okay, we are going to go live a little bit more. So please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. So we're going to see what time is best for us to go live. We're just trying things out, so we appreciate you guys being here. But to answer the question, YouTube did help play a role in getting Kaku recruited to play soccer. Now, it's important to note, though, that although it helped, it definitely was not the sole factor. And that's something that is very important, right? So the main thing that he did to really help himself get recruited was directly reaching out to coaches via email. And so we'll get into that here in a little bit, but YouTube is good because you can post a nice 3 to 5 minute highlight video, and it's something that you can easily direct coaches to show your highlight video, right? And it's easily accessible. And what I like about YouTube is they allow large file sizes. We used to upload to Facebook, full games and whatnot. And the problem with Facebook is the files are not, they don't allow a certain amount of files. It's just not very compatible with, it's just not very compatible with, large files, right? Full games and whatnot. And so YouTube is really good with that. Although I know recruiters are not going to watch full games, it's something that it's good to put up there so that they can watch kind of the whole field and see, before the highlight starts and after the highlight ends, to see, what you guys do and what your thought process is and what your soccer IQ is. And so another good thing about YouTube is if the coach is interested in, you as a player, or, I keep thinking of it as a parent, but interested as your child as a player, YouTube makes it somewhat little easier to kind of navigate the coaches to lead them to where you want. So YouTube has a lot of tools that you can use to direct coaches to the next video, right? So let's just say you're doing a video about, just basically showing all your highlights, right? For Kaku as a goalkeeper. So for goalkeepers, it's, shot stopping, 1v1s, catching crosses, distribution, side volleys, things like that. So what he did is he had a general, I think it was a 4 or 5 minute highlight video. And then from there, we could direct people through cards or end screens to other videos that showed more of one thing, like catching crosses. So he had a video all of catching crosses. He had one video dedicated to his goalkeeper distribution, one video dedicated to shot stopping and all that stuff. So it's a good way to have YouTube be able to direct people to where you want them to be. And another good thing is YouTube allows you to direct link to the playlist. And so playlists are good because it shows, you can put a bunch of different videos in a playlist and it just kind of goes one right after the other. It just plays them all in order. And so that's also a good thing to direct coaches to. So again, while YouTube did play a little role, it was good. Direct outreach to the coaches by email was definitely by far the best strategy. Kaku was always direct emailing coaches. Whenever he played at MLS Next Fest, whenever he was playing in ECNL, he would always direct email coaches in the area or at certain colleges that would say that they were attending these events, so that he could, potentially be seen. And sometimes the coaches would, the coaches are pretty good about replying back. I will say that. They're good about replying back and saying, hey, we can't make it. In which case, Kaku would just reply back and say, thank you for letting me know, and reply back with a link to their video. Maybe they watch it, maybe they don't. Who knows? But in addition to Kahaku reaching out, we also had his coaches reaching out, right? So his MLS Next coach, his ECNL coach, who was very helpful and talked a lot about soccer IQ, having those coaches reach out to their contacts is great. And the good thing about being a specialty position like a goalkeeper is you obviously have a goalkeeper coach. And goalkeeper coaches, especially if they've, like Kaku's goalkeeper coach, he's played pro, he's taught at D1 school, or he's been the goalkeeper coach at a D1 school, so he has a good network of goalkeepers both on the East Coast and West Coast, because his academy, is in Las Vegas, LA, and then Dallas, and he also has something in Ohio. So there's a good network of goalkeeper coaches that he has contacts with that he reached out to as well. And that's ultimately what really helped him get recruited to play in college. And so if we were to start over and, not having to go through it and we had to start it all over again, the first thing to remember is no one is going to look out for yourself more than you, right? So no one cares about you more than yourself or your family or your child. And so unless you're going to have to be ready to put in some work. Unless you are a total phenom or you're paying someone to do it for you. And even then, if you're paying someone to do it for you, I hopefully they'll do a good job. Hopefully they'll do what you pay them for. But, if they're having several clients, what's to say that your child or your kid or yourself is going to be at the top of their priority list compared to all their other clients. And so you have to be ready to put in a little work. Direct coaches, create a good highlight video that shows a clear video of both your highlights as well as, your soccer IQ if you play soccer, and direct outreach to coaches via email and send them a link to your video. So that's what we would do. That's what worked the most or the best, I should say, for him to ultimately get recruited. So another thing is, if you don't have, again, going back to with the playlist, is you can email the coach directly your highlight video, but you can also email them a playlist as well. Again, maybe something that they're obviously not gonna sit down and watch 10 of your videos, right? They're just too busy for that. But it's a good way for them to be able to kind of see all the different things. And so if they're looking for something in particular, like for instance, the coach for Kaku really liked his right and left foot distribution. And so that's something that he wanted because they play back all the time. And so he wanted a goalkeeper that was good with their feet. And so that's something that if we had a playlist, if we set up a playlist and we had a direct video that shows that strictly his goalkeeper distribution, then that's something that they could see in the playlist, see that video, and then click on that and watch that. Now, Twitter or X is, I've seen in Facebook groups that's a good way to communicate or with coaches and whatnot. But I also did see that it's mostly for girls soccer. So we didn't use X, but it's something that you may be interested in trying. So again, the main thing is to have fun. Just create a nice video. If anything, it's a good way to share that with your friends and family. And it's just more about direct outreach and really taking serious on what you want. And if you really want to play at the next level, that's something that you're going to have to, again, unless you're just a phenom, you're going to have to really put in the time and effort to do outreach and get noticed, right? Because they're not just going to come to you. You have to direct outreach to them, just like anything else. And so, I know that we talk about college soccer, and I bring up Kaku a lot, and now he's probably maybe going for college cheer. And the reason why we do that is because Kaku wanted to start an NIL store platform where kids, high school kids, college kids, as long as it complies with all the rules, all the NCAA rules and guidelines, they can create an NIL store so that they can make money off their name, image, and likeness. And so we created that platform for him. So if you're interested and you're an athlete or you're a student athlete in high school or college and looking to make money off merch with your own custom store, go to nilstreet.com and just apply for a store, or you can contact us directly at cogentapparel@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to talk to you more about it. So the other thing too is, even if you don't go through an NIL store, it's something that is up and coming. And so we really want to be the resource for all things NIL. And so we have a lot of interviews already lined up and scheduled to do with NIL agents and professionals and attorneys that deal strictly with NIL. So be sure to subscribe to our channel so that you can watch that and be kept informed of whenever we update our videos for that. And so thank you again for watching. Again, we're going to start going live. I know it's kind of late right now. It's 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock here in Las Vegas, but we're going to probably start live streaming during the day more, and we're going to add a lot more things. People have reached out and said what they want, and hey, since I'm the one running the YouTube channel for Cogent Apparel, I kind of get to choose what I want to cover, and so I'm going to cover a lot of soccer stuff and cheer stuff since that's what I'm used to. So anyway, thanks again for watching.